Welcome to the Entrepreneur Podcast, where we take a look inside the lives of the accomplished and successful businessmen and women. We'll get up close and personal with the founders of booming startups. So lean in and prepare to carry away something to skyrocket your own business. Please subscribe to our show and do leave us a review. It means a lot to us. Now, here's your host, Rajiv.
Hey listeners, welcome to the Entrepreneur Talk Show. I am your host Rajiv Unikrishnan, and this is the show where we talk about entrepreneurship and speak to great founders and entrepreneurs. Today we have with us Bala Venkatachalam, founder at Cerebrum Innovations, the company behind BabyBerry. Welcome, Bala.
Thanks, Rajiv. Thanks for having me on your show.
Right. So, brief intro. BabyBerry is an app that helps parents keep track of their baby's overall growth and development by providing a 360-degree experience, covering things such as vaccination charts, growth milestones, and convenience features such as ability to buy, evaluate, and recommended products and services. Brief about Bala. Prior to Cerebrum, he was at Ozone Media and successfully built and led high-performance engineering teams at AOL, and also was with GE and Sun. Welcome, Bala. Please do fill in the gaps in the intro and do let us know what's going on in your world today.
Thanks, Rajiv, once again. As you rightly said, have been, in the software industry for about 22 odd years. Worked in multiple domains. So I worked on, healthcare a little bit with GE Healthcare and predominantly in the internet space, both with Sun Microsystems and as well as with America Online and as well as Ozone Media. So all of those, strings have been in the internet space.
Okay.
So predominantly I come from an internet mobile, background.
Okay.
And worked on multiple business domains, as I said, from healthcare to, security products to mass B2C products, as part of the AOL, stint.
Okay. So before we get into product, first, any passions outside of work, Bala?
I'm sorry, any passion?
Outside of work.
Outside of work, I love, watching movies. I'm a major movie buff.
Okay.
And voracious reader of Tamil literature. I belong to Tamil Nadu, in India.
Okay.
So voracious reader of Tamil magazines and Tamil literature. Sports, I love to watch, cricket, especially test match cricket, the boring stuff.
Okay. So moving to BabyBerry, of course, the inevitable question is what inspired the idea for BabyBerry?
Yeah, so I'm a parent. So
okay.
Me and my wife, Subha, we started the company, together. So we have two children. The elder one is 14 years and the younger one is 10 years old.
Okay.
We have gone through a lot of, I wouldn't say struggle. We have gone through lots of ups and downs when it comes to raising our kids.
Okay.
So, you never know whether you're doing the right thing, but you always know when you do the wrong thing.
Correct.
That's what, we figured out. So, and it's always, you try, certain things work, certain things don't work with kids. And then we also happen to miss, a vaccination schedule for our younger one. So she got chickenpox because of that.
Oh.
This kind of, gave us a lot of inspiration and motivation, looking at this space and saying that, okay, as an adult, one of the most difficult challenges you will face in your lifetime is parenting.
Okay.
Nobody gives you a license, right? So, you get a driver's license, then they check you whether you can ride a two-wheeler, a four-wheeler, or a, heavy vehicle. But nobody gives you a license to become a parent. You just become one.
Correct.
Right? So then how do you really, cope up with it? And how do you, know whether you're doing the right thing or the wrong thing? How do you keep track of various things? And, make sure that your child is, developing, from a, all perspectives. Not just a physical development, but otherwise the mental development, language, social, emotional, those aspects as well. Right? So we found it as, greatly, challenging. So that basically inspired us to, go and build a platform which will help, other parents, on the overall growth and development of the child.
Okay, got it. And what would the vision be for the company?
The vision is essentially, if you look at, a lot of people, talk about advancement in, technology, advancement in, science, and everything, boils down to what the next generation is going to do, right? How are we bringing up our next generation? How does their brain develop?
Correct.
Right? So the focus comes back to, okay, you can do it in many ways, but one way to do it, make sure that you are raising the children in a proper manner, right? You make informed, decisions for your child when they are young, and then help them make informed decisions once they become, a teenager, right?
Okay.
So our idea of, moving the, humanity, forward is by helping, parents, because when you help parents, they, raise children in an appropriate manner.
Correct.
Right? That basically pushes everything. right? So if you kind of do the right things for your child's brain development at 1 year, or at 2 years, or 3 years, when the child becomes a teenager, they are going to be a much better citizen than what the previous generation has been, right?
Okay.
So this is a way to teach values. This is the way to teach science or math or whatever it is. So that's our philosophy of how to move the humanity forward.
Okay. And I mean, initially to take this idea off the ground and make it a reality, who else was with you partnering? It was only Subha, and there's one more Dave, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Subha and me, we have been married to each other for the last, let me get it right, because I'm going to get killed if I don't. Yeah, we got married in 1999. So it's been, a great 17 years, together.
Wow. Okay.
So she has, she's also an engineer by profession. She graduated from BITS Pilani, and then we worked together in a couple of companies. That's how we, knew each other and got married. So she has been, with me, and she has got a lot of experience in the healthcare domain. She has been in GE Healthcare for about a decade, working on various products. So, she's really, really strong. As I am really strong on the internet domain, mobile domain. She's really strong on the healthcare, domain. But both of us come from a very technology, background, engineering, background. We don't have any marketing or sales or a business experience. So that's where Dave, came in.
Okay.
Yeah, Dave used to work with me at AOL, at America Online. So we have known each other for the last, several years. So when we started on BabyBerry, we spoke to him, and then he was anyway in the mobile domain selling, value-added services for a lot of carriers, including Airtel, Vodafone, all of that. So he kind of has the mobile background. So we brought him on board as a third partner. So kind of it gives us now, engineering, technology, and, sales as well. So that's how the team, got together, and, here we are.
Okay. And I mean, since it's a mobile application, I mean, so how did you test it? Did you have an MVP? Did you do a street beta? Or what was the testing methodology before you started?
Yeah, so we did have an MVP. So, when we started off, we were very clear that this is what we wanted to do, the personal healthcare domain. So we built a product, a sort of a prototype, which had, what we thought as the basic necessities, right, that a parent would, want to have. So we, implemented only those, and we, took it to our friend circles. We got about 200 to 250, parents, in our friend circle to download and then give us feedback. So based on the feedback, we, built the product out. And then since we didn't have any marketing money, we kind of went from, one, company to another company. We went to companies like, Infosys, Intel, Tesco, GE Healthcare, wherever we had our network, and then we spoke to the HR. Through the HR, we had access to all the parents in those companies. Right? So then we, took the product to them, got them to download. They gave us a tremendous amount of feedback. We would have spoken to close to 15 to 20,000 parents in Bangalore alone, working across these companies.
Okay, great.
Right, so that gave us the confidence, and that also gave us a lot of feedback in terms of what people look forward in a product like ours when we talk about parenting. So that really got us going. And this has been our marketing channel for quite some time.
Correct.
To parents directly. So for example, I do go in and then have a direct interaction with the parents. Show the app, demo it to the parents, and then hear their feedback. And so that way we got a lot of response, a lot of feedback from the parents, and all those things have made the product a lot better than the first version. Right? Many features that are there today have come because of the feedback from the parents.
Correct. And so how does the product work once a user signs in?
Yeah, once you basically register, it just asks for two pieces of information. If you are pregnant, you got to put in your last menstrual period. Based on which we know which trimester you are in, how many weeks pregnant you are, and all of that. If you are a parent, it just asks you for the child's date of birth and the gender. That's the only piece of information that you input to get going. So as soon as you put in the information, if you're a parent, it automatically brings up a vaccination chart according to IAP, which is Indian Academy of Pediatrics. Right? And then it brings up a milestone chart, and then it brings up the WHO World Health Organization growth chart. And then since we know the age of the baby now, we start putting recommended content, things that a parent should be aware of. If I have a 6-month-old baby, I should be aware of how to wean my baby away from breast milk to solid food. What should I introduce? By when should I introduce? What is a wholesome, nutritious food for a 6-month-old baby? Should I, what are the advantages of continuing with, breast milk for another 6 months? A lot of information that a 6-month-old, child's parent or a baby's parent should know. So we got a proprietary, algorithm, which is a recommendation engine, which then recommends you the right content as per the age of the baby.
Okay.
A similar thing for the pregnancy as well. So depending on which week of pregnancy you are in or which trimester, you are in, so we give a lot of, related content, and we, guide them through how to increase weight. Because weight is one of the crucial things that they have to manage between the second and, third trimesters.
Correct.
We guide them towards that, and we kind of help them monitor the baby's health, by measuring the number of kicks. So we provide them a lot of tools which will help them, monitor the overall growth and development. Not only from a physical perspective, but also from a physiological, emotional, social perspective.
Got it. And you have a lot of focus on content. So could you elaborate on that a bit?
Yeah, so that's something that we looked at, because one thing that is absolutely important before any tools come in is the awareness.
Correct.
So what am I really going through? For example, if you take pregnancy, a woman needs to know what her body is going through. Just to if a woman comes to know about it or becomes aware of it, a lot of things start to fall in place automatically, right? Similarly, if you look at a parent, instead of just talking about okay, your baby should be speaking so many words by the 15th month. The vocabulary should be 25 words, right? So all those things are basically content, right? You need to make them aware, right? And not just making them aware, but also help them get there, right? Once you know that okay, your baby should be having a vocabulary of 25 words by the 15th month, but if your baby doesn't have, what do you do?
Correct.
Right? That's again content, right? So we tell them okay, you got to be talking to your baby a lot more. Right? You cannot put them on, in front of a TV or a DVD or anything like that. They need human interaction. They watch your eyes and your mouth, how you speak, and then they learn. They learn to connect emotions with words when you speak to them, right? Personally.
Correct.
Kind of then help them along with these things. So all these are, content, right? Content can be then classified into two types, right? User-generated content.
Correct.
Because you put in the baby's age, the date of birth and the gender, I can give you a vaccination chart, which is again content, but it's your own content I'm giving you. Whereas the other content, which we have authored, curated using a large set of doctors in India, specifically in Bangalore. We have an extremely good relationship with hospitals here, Apollo, Manipal, Motherhood, Cloud9, Rainbow, and several other clinics and doctors in Bangalore. So we got them to write a lot of content, targeting the parents. Right? And this is the content that we then recommend to the parents.
Oh, so you're getting content from these doctors directly?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, great.
We curate all of that stuff. We kind of look at all the content, and then sometimes we hear the doctors out. We listen to them, and then we author the content, go back to them, and then get it validated, and then publish. At other times, the doctor themselves write content for us in an area of their expertise.
So it's very unique content.
Absolutely. And it's very, contextual to the Indian, demographic.
Correct.
Right? Today you go and search on the internet, you're going to get a lot of content on any topic. Forget about, only baby's health. On any topic you search, you're going to get, a plethora of results. But does it really apply to me? Does it apply to the Indian context? Right? So when it comes from a doctor in Bangalore or in Mumbai, it's very, very relevant locally.
Correct.
That's what we try and do.
Okay, got it. So I've also read about these convenience features such as the ability to buy evaluated products, etc.
Right. So today, in terms of, toys, for example, I'll take, buying a diaper is, not really a very tough choice, right? So you kind of, buy a particular brand and then you settle in that brand. You don't really switch.
Correct.
Right? But when it comes to a toy, people, it's not just a toy, right? People see it as, okay, this is something that the kids will, play with. What is what the science has told us, what we have found out is that, toys are not just, for fun. Toys are great learning tools as well.
Correct.
Right? So it's a very, very critical, important decision that a parent has to make before buying a toy. How is it going to help my child? Is it going to help in social development, emotional, or language, or physical, or, problem solving skills, or, whatever, logical thinking, pretend play, or whatever it is, right? So now you walk into any, toy store today, or even in any e-commerce store, right? So you don't really see the toys being classified as, learning toys. Okay, you buy this toy is going to help your child learn language skills. or logical thinking skills. That's not how the toys are, classified.
Okay.
Right. So they, at most classify it as per the age. Okay, this is for 0 to 3 months. This is for 3 to 6 months, 6 months to 12 months. That's how the toys are, classified. Even though each toy is scientifically, researched and manufactured for a particular skill. So we bring that out.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
We, bought these toys, we used them, we figured out a lot of things, and then we, brought them into our, store. So when you come into BabyBerry, again, what you're seeing is a curated collection of toys. Even if I'm selling Fisher Price, toys or Fun School toys, I'm not picking up all the toys.
Correct.
I specifically pick up toys that can help the child learn some skills.
Okay. Okay.
So that's the, focus. And from a convenience perspective as well, if you look at other things, recommending the right set of books for the, as per the age, and then also, recommending a set of activities or games for the child, for their growth and development. And then also a set of services, even, listing all the pediatricians, the good ones, in your neighborhood, the gynecologists, and whatever other services you might want, like, a nanny service and those kind of things.
Okay.
We kind of bring everything together, curate all of them, make sure that it's validated and these are good set of people who are providing the services or good products that parents can go and buy.
Okay.
So that's the trust that we have built with the parents. So that's what we offer through our convenience, section.
Oh, got it. So, I mean, the progress has been pretty steady. So, I think since you launched in November 2015, it's been around 50,000 downloads, correct?
We've got 150,000 downloads.
Oh, it's now 150. Great, yeah.
It's actually about inching towards 180,000 now.
And it's on both mobile platforms, Android and iOS?
Yes, the Android and we are on both the platforms.
Okay.
But we do see a lot of traction given the Indian demography and the usage. We do have a lot of users on Android as compared to the iOS platform.
And what is do you have any count on the monthly average users? I mean, is it very a lot of usage per month? I mean, repeat visitors?
Okay. We, on a monthly basis, we get about 60,000 users.
Oh, great. Okay.
And out of the 60,000 users, almost 1/3 of them come on a daily basis.
1/3, that's great. Okay. And this is only a mobile platform or it's web also?
No, so far it has been only mobile. We are just looking at our web strategy because we see the primary users of BabyBerry is going to be mothers.
Got it.
Right? Okay. And mothers typically would have a mobile phone as opposed to a laptop or a computer.
Correct.
So we kind of brought in all the things together through a mobile application. Now we are diversifying. Now some of our content is now available on the web as well. Now slowly we will bring in all the tools also on the web.
Okay. And the region you're covering, it's only Bangalore now?
No, it's across India. It's pan-India now.
So you have ties with medical people all across?
Yes, we've got a small team. We got a team in Mumbai, Pune, and Delhi, right? So through them we have established some presence. We have built a doctor network over there. So and we have also started working with certain service providers across India, right? So now we are pan India, not just focused on Bangalore. Until February or March of this year, we were focused only on Bangalore. Now in the last 4 months we have gone outside Bangalore and covering rest of India as well.
Okay. So coming to revenue model, you have your Berry Cart, which is your e-commerce platform. What other revenue sources do you all have?
We have sponsorships. There are a lot of sections within the app which are being sponsored by brands.
Got it.
We have a relationship with Himalaya, Baby Care. So they sponsor some of our sections, and that brings in certain amount of revenue to the company or to the product. And then we are also looking at other channels. So you have the brand sponsorship. Or it's basically a better way of doing digital advertising than being very intrusive to the users. So that's what we call as brand sponsorship. Okay. And then you have the Berry Card, and then now we are getting into the online consultations as well.
Oh, okay.
So we bring in a lot of experts, not just the health professionals, but we also bring in a lot of mental health professionals and counselors on board. Parenting counselors, patient counselors, pregnancy counselors. These are not your physical healthcare professionals, but more they operate when you are distressed or when you have a post-parental, depression. These people, can be, consulted with, right? So we are kind of then bringing in, experts who can, help on, let's say, children with, special needs.
Got it.
Right? So it's a comprehensive, platform whereby, depending on what kind of service or what kind of help you are looking for, you'll be able to avail that, through the platform. So that's a third revenue model that's, kicking in, which is in fact going to be launching on Monday. That's
great. Okay. So in terms of I mean, competition, you have many. You have First Cry, Baby OA, I think there's Baby Chakra, Baby Center. I mean, so how is this you stand up against these guys who have been there also for some time now?
See, so far, if you look at the couple of names that you mentioned, BBOA and First Cry, they're purely e-commerce
E-com
apps.
place, yeah.
Their competition is essentially with the Amazons and the
Okay,
Flipkarts
okay.
and Snapdeals of the world, right? So we don't directly compete with them at any level because the berry cart or the store that we operate, we don't do any of the logistics. It's more like a marketplace.
Oh, got it.
I'm not going to be taking care of all the logistics. I don't carry any of the inventory. We just basically curate a set of service providers. For example, in maternity clothing, we have a couple of partners. So we just basically display all the products and then let the commerce happen through our platform.
Okay.
Right? And similarly, we are talking to another brand which offers radiation free clothing for pregnant women. Because the baby while being pregnant could be affected by the mobile phone, the laptop, and other radiations, right? So we kind of bring in very select partners into our marketplace and then let people buy through us, right?
Okay.
So that from that perspective, we are not competing with the baby OAs in fact they could be our partners as well.
Yeah.
We partner with baby OA on a lot of things, right? We take a certain set of products from baby OA and then sell through our platform, right? So that way we partner with those e-commerce guys. And the other sort of people you talked about, the baby chakras and others. So baby center. So some of them are really content heavy. They don't offer all the tools.
Okay.
Some of them are more services oriented. They just provide the services platform, more like a Just Dial or a Urban Clap, right? So, but we are kind of trying to become the one-stop destination for the parent, and focus on the holistic development of the child.
Okay.
We are not focused on the parent and selling something to the parent. We are focused on how can we help the parent, in the overall development of the child.
Got it.
Right? So that's our focus. So from that perspective, we become the one-stop destination for all the parental needs, for child development.
Okay. So you raised, I think, around 1 million recently from a group of investors, I think led by Nitin Bagmane. So you're going to use this primarily for product technology? What's it going to be for?
Yeah, so I think about 30 to 40% of the money goes into the product development.
Okay.
Because we still have a couple of areas that we need to work on.
Correct.
Been working in progress. And the remaining money would be primarily spent on market development, customer acquisition, marketing, sales initiatives, bringing partners on board and that kind of a thing.
Okay.
So that's how the split is. Having said that, we did see a tremendous amount of growth after our funding, and the money has been well utilized in acquiring customers and as well as and making a better product.
Okay. And how was the road to funding? Was it tough getting it? I mean, the road to, or you already had some contacts and got through?
No, it has been tough.
Okay.
It's been really tough. I wouldn't say it's easy. So it's been tough, and we met with several potential investors, and then several things were thrown at us. For example, one of the potential investors whom we met with, told that okay, globally, no company has succeeded in doing content and commerce together.
Yes.
Right. So that's like that we have met several investors and got several reasons for rejection. But we never ever gave it up, and we also took help from our ex-colleagues who have been in this domain of raising funds, or who have helped other companies raise funds. Through them we got access to more set of investors.
Yeah, that's important. Correct.
As you speak to every investor, your pitch, your product ideas become sharper and sharper.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
I think it's true for every entrepreneur that the first 10 pitches will invariably go wrong. Because you have not really prepared for all the questions that come from the investors, and you go back and work on your pitch every time a potential investor says no.
Correct.
Right, and that's the process that we have gone through, and then finally thank God it happened, and we are in a much better position now.
Okay. And what's the current team size like?
We are 15 people.
Okay.
Yeah, so out of which 5 are on the marketing side, and 9 are on the technology side, and 1 to help on the administrative, the operations part of it.
Okay. And so, what do you see the key challenges? I mean, since the funding is literally dried up in India now, with a lot of focus now on revenue and earnings, what are the challenges you see faced by startups in the region as such?
No, that has been our focus too. Now, until a couple of months back, the focus was purely on customer acquisition.
Correct.
Get more customers, and then it changed from, customer acquisition to, okay, I've got a critical mass of, customers. How do I engage them? How do I make sure that, I bring them into the app on a daily basis or a weekly basis, right? How do I, push the engagement levels up, right? How do I, take care of my, uninstall issues and a lot of other issues? How do I scale my, technology? So those has been the issues, until a couple of months back. Now the focus is squarely on the monetization, the revenue channels. How soon can we, break even? How soon can we become, profitable? So before the next, spurt of growth, we need to make sure that we, exercise all the revenue channels, make sure that there is, revenue coming into the company. And at some point we would want to, break even. So that gives us a tremendous, satisfaction that, okay, now that, we have proven all these areas and we have broken even, now we can go and raise the next round of, funding, because that's what the investors are focusing on too, right?
Correct.
No more, the questions are about, how many users and what's the engagement. Well, those questions do not go away. It's followed by, what is your revenue,
correct.
And, how, what's your, burn rate, what's your, revenue, run rate, net run rate, those kind of things.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
So, and that, something that we have started, focusing on in the last couple of months. And we have seen a lot of, positive, things. For example, we have a partnership with Himalaya now on the brand sponsorship. We have, a Dabur, showing, interest. We are in conversation with multiple, big, brands, in, working with us, in partnering with us and reaching out to the parents, right? Similarly, on the e-commerce side, we've got a set of, companies which are willing to work with us and, be part of the marketplace.
Oh, excellent. Okay.
So that way, we are, the online consultation, platform is going to be online 2 days from now.
Okay.
So the focus is now squarely on
revenue
and the unit economics.
Correct.
We want to make sure that per customer, we might have spent whatever X amount of money in the customer acquisition. We want to make X plus, something in, as short as possible.
Got it.
Potentially within a couple of months, of acquiring the user, we want to recover the cost and then start making a little bit of money on.
Okay. So moving out of product, Bala, who are the greatest influencers in your life?
The greatest influence, one, has been, my, father.
Okay.
So very, humble, simple man, taught, math, in a government school, in a village. That's where I grew up.
Okay.
So he has been a great inspiration for me.
Okay.
Because he came from a very, very, poor background, and then he, is a self-made man, essentially. So that's what, I take, great, inspiration from him. From a, technology and, business perspective, Steve Jobs, has been my, the greatest inspiration I've, read. I've followed him very closely in the last, 10, 12 years. Seen how he goes about, building products, building, businesses, and, the relentless laser sharp, focus on the design, aspect of the product, the user experience of the product, those things. And otherwise, it's essentially, family and, friends.
Okay. So, good. So, and what are some of the best advice you've been given over time?
The best, advice I've been given is never, give up. We have been through lots of ups and downs.
Correct.
For example, around similar time last year, we almost, came to a decision that we'll, shut down the company.
Okay.
We can't take it anymore. So, but then, several friends, encouraged us really, saying that, okay, this is how typically, every single company, this is a, cycle that every single company goes through. Just, hang in there for another month. Right. So talk to your employees, tell them, what you're going through. They will understand. The good guys will, who believe in your vision, will stick with you. Just, hang in there for another month. Things will get better. So we have pushed on like that for 2-3 months. There's one specific, person, called, Raj Gopal, who used to work with me at, AOL again. So we've been, good friends, and he has been a great encouragement for us.
Okay.
He, advises me quite a lot, and he comes from a finance background. So he gives me a lot of advice on, how to handle finance and, things like that.
Yep.
And another gentleman called, Ponappa, who has been a very close friend, and, he's been a mentor to our company as well.
Okay.
So he kind of, helped us a lot, and he, keeps, pushing me in several directions that we have not really ventured out. So those two individuals, Mr. Ponappa and Raj Gopal, have been the mentors and advisors, right from day one.
Okay, got it. So you've been with corporate jobs before this. So When was it time, or when did you realize that you were meant for entrepreneurship?
Uh, after, having worked for almost, 20 years or 19 years, that's when I felt that, I kind of, saturated. I was not learning anything new, and I'm still on the technology side. I'm still kind of, solving, problems,
Yep.
With which I can't really connect. Most of the products that I worked on are being sold in the US or in the Western market, right? So, a lot of things come through the, sales, marketing channels. You're just doing on the engineering. It kind of like, came to a point where it was, boring, right? So that's when I thought, okay, if it continues this way, probably another 2-3 years, I might lose interest in everything that I do.
Correct.
So that's when I said, okay, let's kind of, go down this path. And, the parenting experience that I talked to you about, that kind of gave us the guidance. Okay, this is probably the right time. We are not too old now, just getting into the 40s. This is probably the right time. You have the experience.
Yeah,
now. You
absolutely.
gained a lot of wisdom, time to put it, and then time to push ourselves into newer, boundaries, right?
Correct,
For example, a sales and marketing business is something that I've never, had any experience in, right? So this, being in the entrepreneurship for the last 4 years, has given us a tremendous learning in terms of how to go about, building a product, marketing it, and building the revenue channels, and so forth. This is something that as an engineer I never used to worry about.
Correct.
It was only about building the product. What happens from there on, it's somebody else's job.
Correct.
Right? Now everything is my job.
Correct. Being a startup, you learn all these parts of it.
Absolutely. The first, few months, we didn't have anybody. They, hasn't joined us yet. So we had to go and sell, right? And we had to go and, sell it to, parents and get them to download and, do things, which I've never done in the last 20 years.
Okay.
Right? In the corporate life.
Correct.
Right? So you have a tremendous infrastructure that's given to you, the latest high-tech, gadgets, infrastructure, office, cabin, and all that. You just work from there, but you never go out and meet the customers.
Correct.
That's been a very, very refreshing experience for me.
Great. So where do you see yourself and BabyBerry, let's say, in the next 2 to 3 years?
Next 2 to 3, the next 12 months, target, for example. Even if I break it down to the next, 3 months.
Okay.
The next 3 months, we basically want to be in a position where our unit economics is very well established.
Okay.
We know where the money is coming from, and we know how to scale it up.
Okay.
So that's where we want to be in the next, 3 months. And in the next 12 months, we want to add, close to 5 million, 5 lakh, customers, 5 lakh parents into our, platform.
Okay.
Right? And then make sure that the unit economics doesn't suffer. Right? So that's going to be our goal for the next, 12 months. And from there on, we basically want to reach out to the entire Indian population, right, of parents, which is basically right from the lower middle class to the rich.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So that's lower middle class, upper middle class, or whatever economic classifications could be SEC, A1, B, C, whatever you call them as. We want to reach out to as many parents as possible and make sure that they see the value that BabyBerry adds to them.
All the best with that. Yeah. And so moving on to a part of the show which is a quick fire round. Okay, simple, brief answers. Okay.
Right.
So when people ask you, what do you do? How do you answer that?
We help parents.
When you think of the word successful, who is the first person that comes to mind?
Steve Jobs.
What do you excel at that people might not realize?
I'm a very people-friendly person.
Okay. And what is something you believe in that other people think is insane?
I believe in human relationships.
Okay, great. And what would you say is Bala's greatest weakness?
Again, the same. I, say yes to a lot of people.
Okay. And your favorite city globally?
Favorite city globally is Bangalore.
Okay. And any book you're reading right now?
Right now, I'm reading a Tamil, novel,
Okay.
Which is by this famous author called Sujata.
Okay, great. And finally, Bala, any last thought or piece of advice that you may have missed that you want to give our listeners?
And I don't have any advice that I, can give, but for all the entrepreneurs out there and the wannabe, entrepreneurs, if you have a dream, take a break from whatever you're doing, go and do it. I'm sure you will do extremely well. Put your heart and soul and make it happen.
Great. And please let our listeners know how they can reach you and also BabyBerry.
Yeah, so you can go and look for our app in both the App Store and the Play Store.
Okay.
The app is called BabyBerry. BabyBerry. you can reach me at bala@cerebrum.com. That's CEREBRAHM.com.
Great. Again, Bala, thanks for taking the time to talk to us and inspiring our listeners to start their own ventures, and all the very best with building and scaling BabyBerry.
Thank you very much, Rajesh. Thanks for the opportunity.
All right. Do visit BabyBerry and visit us at theasianentrepreneur.com to get the show notes, and please subscribe to our show on all the platforms. Thank you.
Thank you for listening, and please subscribe to the show so you don't miss an episode. In the meantime, head over to theasianentrepreneur.com and check out show notes and other information to motivate you in your entrepreneurial endeavors.